How's it going, guys? Welcome back. Level M Diecast. We have a batch review for you today. This is the W case of Matchbox 2021. We're going to do these in no particular order. So we're going to start out. I'll show you the card art. This is the 1971 Porsche 914. It's a pretty nice piece. We haven't seen this one for a little bit. So really nice to see this back in the mix. Next one we're going to look at, this is the 1969 BMW 2002. Got that chrome base, so we'll take a look at that. Looks pretty good in black. Next up, we got the 1948 Willys Jeep. This is in the National Parks light green, but it's not National Parks, but it's in the deco. It's in the deco. Looks pretty good. Next up after that, we got the 2016 Ford Interceptor utility. I'm not really sure the deco on this one yet. I'll have to get a little bit up close, but this might be a licensed deco. So we'll take a look at that guy. Next up, Toyota Hilux pickup. This is a brand new casting this year. Card art looks good. We'll see what that model looks like when we crack it open. Next up, we got the 2019 Volkswagen Beetle Convertible. This was a new model last year. These disc hub wheels are absolutely appropriately perfect. So very good to see it with that. This is in white. Next up, we got our Ice Cream King, because everything with Matchbox has to be something king related to the generics, but that's okay. That's okay. Following up, 1934 Chevy Master Coupe. This is a brand new casting this year. It's a pretty nice piece. I like Matchbox is getting some old school cars in the mix. Looks pretty good. Happy about that. Next up, 2019 Subaru Forester. This is a brand new casting this year in this metallic green. This model looks extremely good. Can't wait to crack it open. This one looks very appropriate. Next up after that is the Poop King. Yes, that is the literal name of it. And like I said, everything generic has to be king for some reason. So we're going to crack this guy open and take a look at him. This is just the second time we've seen this model. Next up, Renault Kangaroo Express. I like that they're getting some variety for models in here. This helps with international markets. So we don't obviously have this here in the U.S., but we have very similar ones to this, small cargo vans. 03 Mini Cooper S. This casting has been around since about 2002. It's been around the block billions of times. Looks pretty good, though. Looks pretty good in this charcoal. We'll see. We'll check it out. Check it out. Next up, we got the Ford Police Interceptor. Not the utility, just the regular one. This one is pretty nice, too, because they have it decked up like an undercover cop, even though it's got a light bar on the top. Kind of can't avoid it with the light bar, but other than that, it's a good idea. It's a novel thing. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Next up after that, 2020 Honda E. This is also a brand new casting for this year. You guys know, if you're Tomica collectors, Tomica's coming out with one as well. As a matter of fact, it may be just popping up now. So this car is going to be relatively popular in the mainstream market. So next up after that, we got the Matchbox Fire Dasher. This is a brand new casting. It is a generic. This is kind of modeled after a 50s style fire truck. I'm surprised it's not called the Fire Dasher King, but I'll let it slide for this one. Next up after that, we got the Matchbox Backhoe. I think this is only the second time we've seen this one. It's a generic. It's got the two swapped out wheels to try to give it that kind of look that it's supposed to have some different wheels in the front and the back. The front scoop does move up, but that's it. There's no other moving features to it. So next up, 19 Ford Mustang Coupe. Not 100% sold on these tri-spokes on this model, but you know, we gotta try new things. We gotta see how it works out. So we'll crack this open and we'll see if those tri-spokes work or not. Next up is the Volkswagen Gti. This is the Mark V, I think. It could be Mark 6. I'm not a huge Volkswagen guys. I apologize if I get that wrong, but this is the model that's taken me a little bit to catch. Seems like this one's a little bit more popular. This is only one per case on this particular model, by the way. And then the very last one that we're going to look at, 1962 Mercedes 220 SE. This model debuted last year as the, I forget her name, Rehnquist, I think her name is. I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, it debuted last year, and this is the second time we've seen this. It's a pretty nice piece, so let's get our rotator dude over here and crack these open and make some progress. All right, guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to do these backwards from the original setup. So we're going to start with the Mercedes-Benz 220 SE. See if we get that guy to stay on there and not rotate on us, or I should say rotate off of the rotator. I like this one. I like the white roof. I think it looks pretty good. Got a bunch of decos on the side. Got your Bilstein, got your Mercedes logo. Looks pretty good. I'm not 100% sold on the gray base, but I mean, what are you gonna do, man? I mean, what are you gonna do? We can't have a ton of chrome in the base. Can't have a ton of chrome in the main line, but you know, it is what it is. Get some up close to these decos. Speed Tours. So Laguna, Mojave, and Coney Island. That's pretty cool. Got your M8 Speed Shop, Menace, California. And let's see what that says right there on the door. Built by Matchbox. Built by Matchbox. Take a look at the base. There's the base deets. I do like that model. It's just, you know, it's not the greatest thing I've ever seen. I like the previous version better, but it is what it is. All right, we're going to move on to the Golf GTI in black. Now, if you guys are longtime avid collectors of Matchbox, they did release a black one. Same style of print or whatever as this one. But it came with the 6 spokes. And I believe it has a different plate. So this is a new version. So don't think that this is a rehash of a previous version. So just so you guys know, this is a brand new version. So, and I really like this version a lot. And apparently everybody else does too, because this one's really hard to find. So, but we'll take a look at it. It looks really good with those D10s on it. I really like it. It's like a super dark graphite metal flake color. It's not black, but it's very, 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 very dark gray. You got your GTI logo in the front there. You got your red surround on the grill. Looks really good. Then you got your full tampos on the back. It is GTI Life for sure. I think this casting's been modified, potentially. Yep, it was modified. Now, what I'm going to tell you right now is I guarantee the modification is for the post, to move that post, because I believe this model was built differently before, but unfortunately we're going to have the post issue on this guy. So just so you guys know, just be aware, it's for the post. All right, we're going to go on to the 2019 Ford Mustang. This is the guy that I'm not 100% confident in the tri-spokes, and I can tell you just from looking at the pegs, there's a lot of people that agree with that. This model is always left in this case, but you know, the case is still new, so we'll see. I like it with the Brembo. I like it. It's got this race car flair to it. I do like the red ring on the tri-spokes. I'm not a huge fan of the tri-spoke wheel itself, but like I said, I'm all for Matchbox trying new things and trying things out and seeing what happens. So take a look at this guy up close. Looks pretty good. I'm assuming it's number 19 because it's a 19 Ford Mustang. Would be my assumption. You know, it looks okay when you're up close like this. The tri-spokes aren't that great away. The sacrifice is we get no front or rear tampos, so those just blend into the car Just doesn't look good. So it's kind of hard, you know. If we could at least got maybe front tampos, we could have done it, but I don't know. I'm just trying to look in here real quick. So the windows are like black. I mean, the windows are just like black. I don't know. I'm trying to see if I can see through there. I don't know if there's an interior in here, to be honest, guys. I'm real curious about that, but you know, if you guys have an extra to chop open, I would say chop it open. So P18 is your date code. Put that on there. Sorry, guys. Having a little bit of a chalky throat today. All right, we're going to move on to the Matchbox Backhoe. Now, I know that basically everybody watching this video is not going to care, but you know, we got to do the whole thing. This is the way batch reviews work. So throw this guy down there. It's not a bad model. The problem is that you made a model that should have two moving features, that you can't afford to have two moving features. So you sacrifice one for the other. And in order to sacrifice the one for the other, you basically have to simplify the model as far as you can, because there's going to be too many pieces. So obviously there's no interior. I believe all this gray is just one giant piece, and then you have the front scoop or you have the scoop in the front, which it does move, it goes up and down. So, and then you have just your single base piece. So that's the base. Like I said, this guy does not move. He's fixed. You know, the model's not bad. I know it's not a very good representation of a real backhoe, but you know what? It's a generic, and it's just what it is. Just what it is. All right, we're going to take a look at the Fire Dasher real quick. Now this one, yes, it's a generic, but this one's pretty nice. This one's really nice. They also used this one to do the Everett Marshall models for this year. The Everett Marshall charity auction models. If you're not familiar with that, look it up. They make some excellent models, but it's all for a good cause. So if you guys are interested in finding those, I believe they're sold out now. You'll have to find them on eBay. However, this one's simplified. Definitely not all decoed up like those ones. Matchbox Fire Department looks really good. Tampo prints on the side, really good on this one in particular. They look good on all those controls. Typically, they're kind of smudged in there, but these look really good. This is actually a very, very good casting. I think this is a very, very good generic. It definitely fits the era appropriately. Obviously, it's a little bit small scale-wise compared to some of the other 50s eras cars that Matchbox does, but you can't have it all. They still got to make it fit in the blister. So this side looks even better with the ladder and stuff on there. You got your hose detail. Man, the Tampo prints on this one are really good. I actually got a really good one. I'm very happy. Take a look at the base here. Very simple base. 1233 is the man code. So they're getting up there in the numbers, especially recently, because they just have new castings after new castings coming out. All right, guys, we're going to move on to the 2020 Honda E. If I can get the blister open. Sometimes these cards just don't want to cooperate. That guy's like super, super tight in there. It's tiny. Super tiny. Now, a lot of these models were at the gathering, and I could have got a lot of them there, but I elected to wait and buy them in stores. So that's why it took me a little bit to get to this point. But I just bring that up because I remember these Honda E's were just selling like crazy at the gathering. I mean, people were just scooping these up left and right. Didn't realize people love these so much, but I think it has a little bit to do with it being Honda and it being a new casting as well. So take a look at this guy. It's a very, very good representation of the real car. I really like the Tampo print on the front. Looks good. That black is nice and thick. Covers up the whole front end. Exactly how you should expect it to be. This is a Tampo print on the hood. Looks good. Very, very, very dark windows. I mean, very dark windows. Hopefully there's an interior in there. but can't really see in there. So we'll see. Taking a look at the back here. Looks good on the back too as well. Very, very nice. Got some pretty good tampo prints on mine. So the, sorry guys. So the casting partially comes up to the roof, and you can see where the metal print is up there, so that they can put the post in there, because that's where the post is. So they had to bring the metal up to the top. They didn't have a choice. So, but it's super dark, so definitely worried if there's an interior in there, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Here's your base deets. 1227 is the man code. So we're getting up there. We're getting up there. Slowly but surely. All right, we're going to move on to one that I particularly like. This is the Undercover Police Interceptor. Even though he's got a giant light bar on the top, kind of defeats the purpose. But I love the idea. I absolutely love the idea of an unmarked cop car. And to be honest, seeing this Interceptor with full front and rear tampo print is fantastic. It's so good. So good. I mean, this model, this is such a good model, such a good casting. I think Matchbox did a great job on it. Obviously, I'm biased. I prefer the Charger Pursuit just because I'm a Mopar guy. But as far as police cars, this one is fantastic. Especially with the hub tires on there with just the center cap foil printed. Looks really, really good. Got your headlight print. You got your Ford logo in there. You do got the grille is painted black. And then, of course, the push bar is part of the interior. So you're not going to get any light print on that. But it still looks good. Mirrored to side, looks good. Full rear tampo prints, looks very good. It says Taurus Interceptor. It's kind of interesting that they put Taurus on there. Know what it says? Yep, Taurus Police Interceptor. So, huh. All right. Taking a look at the base. Ford Police Interceptor. Matchbox 821 is the man code. So you know this casting's pretty old. Relatively. It's probably, I don't know, 7 years old or something like that. We're going to move on to the 03 Mini Cooper S. Another casting that's been around just an enormously long amount of time. But people love it. People love it. It's still, I think the Mini is still relevant. You still see a lot of Minis running around. And for the most part, Mini did a lot of very small updates to the vehicle over the years, so it kind of stayed the same for a while. Kind of stayed the same. First thing you're going to see is obviously there are no rear tampos on this guy. I think that's because we got the painted roof, but there's always a sacrifice. There's always a sacrifice. One way or another, there's always a sacrifice. Take a look at this guy. Looks really good in this metallic gray. I like the wheels with the dark gunmetal foil on it. Got your headlights, your grille surround. You got your little Mini logo in there. You can barely see it, but there's a Mini logo in there. No side tampos or nothing like that. Take a look at the bottom here. So this was obviously retooled. I believe it was retooled a while back. Either that or they already made it like that. They could have already made it like that, but always question the post. And then, of course, we have the black painted roof. Looks pretty good. So, see, this model, you get front tampo, you get no rear tampo, but it looks good. It still looks good. If you get no front tampo, that kind of kills it, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about that. You think that's a fair trade-off? I think that's a fair trade-off. At least give us front tampo. We can survive without rear tampo. Just give us front tampo. So, all right. Man, Matchbox be using some crazy cardboard these days. There we go. Okay. This is the Renault Kangaroo Express. For you U.S. collectors, obviously, me included, not something we're going to see, but it's basically like a Ford Transit Connect or a Ram Pro Master City. You know, it's a cargo van, but it's smaller. You know, Nissan NV 200. So it's a small scale guy, but it looks good. It looks good. I think it has a good place in the range. I think it's deservedly in there. I feel like Matchbox really wants to do more Renaults, but they're just trying to figure out what fits and what doesn't fit, because, you know, I think that a Renault Clio would be perfect, but hey, that's just my opinion. See if that happens or not. Taking a look, so this is decoed up as a locksmith, security services. Now, the cool thing about this one is it's in a different language on the other side. Now, you would not know this in the package. You would not know this in the package. But this is a pretty slick idea that Matchbox has had to do this. So this is kind of the US version. You know, you'd see rolling around here. And then this is something you'd see somewhere in Europe. I don't know what language that is. If somebody knows, don't hesitate to tell me and put me in my place. I honestly don't know. But that's pretty cool. That's really, really cool. I really like that a lot. I think that that's a really cool play that, you know, all you crazy guys that never open your stuff, you're never going to know that. You're never going to know that. Taking a look at the base here. Matchbox 1216 is your man code. This is a pretty good model. This has also been in the France set, I believe. It'll probably show up some more here and there. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. I'll let you guys look at both sides real quick. We're going to take a look at the Poop King next. And yes, that is its actual name. And I think that it's perfectly fine, because it's a porta potty truck. Get the pieces back on there, because this has a removable part. Alright, so this is the Poop King. Now, we've only seen this once, and then I believe it didn't. I think this came out in 2019, I think, and then we didn't see it last year, if I remember correctly, and now it's back. So I really would like to see this model actually I would like to see it done in both ink construction and Rannoch construction, because I think that is a very, very appropriate deco for this, having, you know, porta potty delivery to a job site. So if Matchbox team, you're watching this, do Rannoch first, and then you can do ink construction. But let me know what you guys think, if that's a good idea or not. So we'll take a look at this guy. Like I said, Poop King, biohazard, got your radioactive symbol on the side. Number 1 and number 2, Premier Harvester. That's hilarious. It's hilarious. A58, you guys already know. Mr. Geralda himself, always a jokester. I love the deco. Love the deco. Yeah, Michael, if you're watching, that's classic. It's classic. This one does have a removable part, so you can take the porta potties out of the back. They are connected as one piece. These are actually some pretty high quality plastic. These are not flimsy. You squeeze these and they don't do anything. So now the cool thing about this is there's an Easter egg underneath those. So there is the Poop King logo. And then, of course, reminding everybody to please wash your hands when you take care of your business. Whoop. Dropping that guy down. Taking a look at the base. Flip him around. Get the angle in there so you can read it. Poop King is the literal name. So I'm not making this up, guys. But this is fantastic. And I think this might glow in the dark. I think this might glow in the dark. I can't get the studio dark enough, but if it does glow in the dark, I will make sure to put that in the comments. So, all right, we're going to move on to something that's way different spectrum than this, and something that I think a lot of people were looking forward to this year. This is the 2019 Subaru Forester. I think that, you know, given the SUV craze, I kind of feel like Matchbox is kind of slow on the SUV craze. Now, we do have some stuff coming out next year. A lot of it's just because it's EVs, though. I think that they really need to give us some more SUVs. We are going to get the Durango, which is pretty nice. We're getting the e-tron, getting some other stuff. But, you know, the SUV craze right now is hot. It's hot. So, you know, Matchbox doesn't have enough SUVs. This one, though, is an absolute knockout of the park. I mean, this casting is unbelievably perfect. Well, for one, the color's fantastic. Color's fantastic. You get full front tampo. That looks so good. Man, I got a really good one. It's not perfect. The headlights are a teeny bit off, but I got a pretty good one. Pretty good tampo version. No side tampos. That's perfectly fine. And then you got full rear tampos. Looks really good. You got your Subaru Forester on one side. Looks pretty good. Got your Subaru logo in there. You got that super ugly post, but they do have the cargo area kind of covered up in there, so it doesn't look quite as bad. And then we'll take a look at the base here. 1236 is the man code. This model is perfectly appropriately wide. It also comes with a nice sunroof. Very detailed interior. Looking very good. Man, this is such a good casting. Such a good casting. That one is such a good casting, and I think that the wheels are appropriate for it and everything. Kudos to the Matchbox team on that one. It's definitely one of my favorites of the batch. All right, we're going to go on to another brand new casting. This is the 1934 Chevy Master Coupe in dark red. This thing is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Now, appropriately, thankfully, we get chrome base. We get a chrome base, so we can get the chrome bumpers, which is an absolute necessity, without a doubt, for something like this. I think all these 30s cars have to have that chrome, because that's just the way that they were. This looks super good. Super good. Man, looking so good. Take a look at this real quick. Get those two-sized wheels, just like the Plymouth does. Bigger in the rear and smaller in the front. Still looks pretty good. Looking at the front tampo, it's pretty good. The grille's not the greatest tampo print, but you got to remember we're pretty close up to the camera too. No side tampos or anything like that. And then you got your spare tire detail in the back. Looking pretty good. Obviously, everything red is metal. Everything else is plastic. Taking a look at the base. Super chrome base. Got deets on the black over fenders and on the base. Looks pretty good though. 1232 is your man number. It's pretty nice. I don't know if we can see in there in the interior. Got the bucket seat in there. The bench seat, I mean. That's pretty good. That's pretty nice. Let me know if you guys like 30s eras cars, if that's your thing or not. We're going to go on to something that's not 30s. We're going to go on to something that's not even licensed, but a casting that's been around for a bazillions of years. This is the Ice Cream King. Now, this casting's been modified a bunch of times in its life. It originally debuted as a metal body. Then it was retooled to where pretty much everything except for the hood was plastic, and then the base was metal, and the hood was metal. And then they retooled it again, which is the version you're looking at, a few years ago, where it's all plastic body and then a metal base. So this guy is decoed up in lemon lime. Frozen soft serve, lemonade, small, medium, and large. Refreshingly tasty. Looks pretty good. I like the colors. I think the colors look good. Opening is on the side here and the other side too for serving and whatnot. It's nice detail inside. Looks pretty good. No rear tampo and no front tampo. I don't think this thing's ever got front or rear tampos, but you're not looking at those anyways. But it looks pretty good. Looking at the base, metal base, so thing's been modified a few times. So you're just going to have one day code on here because that was the last time it was modified, which is 2018. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Not the greatest ever, but it's pretty good. All right, we're going to go on to the 2019 Volkswagen New Beetle Convertible in its glorious disc wheels, which is perfect. This is exactly what it needs. These wheels are the best. I don't think they should release any other wheel for this car except for this one. It doesn't matter what color they do. This is the best wheel. Like, this is the best wheel. This is literally, you literally get these wheels on that car in real life. Well, not anymore because they don't make this car, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm getting at. This one is just regular. It's just white, pearl, full rear tampo. Got Cali VW on the plate. Looks pretty good. And then full front tampos. Looks pretty good. Pretty nice interior. You got the bottom of the interior is open, and you just use the top of the base to get that kind of two-tone in there. Looks pretty good, though. Looking at the base here, 1218 is the man code. There are the deets. It's pretty cool. I like that version. I really like that casting a lot. That's way better than the version that came out last year. All right, we're going to go on to another new casting in this batch. One casting that I think all of our international friends have been looking forward to for some time. This is the Toyota Hilux. I was also looking forward to this. However, now that I have it in hand, definitely lost some luster for me, but that's just my opinion. You know, let me know what you guys' opinions are, because we're all collectors and we're all here. We're all here for the same purpose. So the reason I don't really like this casting is because it's like the same design of the casting and the same feel, the same type of material, appearance, feel, all that kind of stuff as the Chevy Colorado. It basically looks like the Chevy Colorado to me. I don't feel like they did enough for this casting to really make it its own. I think they just looked at the Colorado and said, okay, since these are two competitive vehicles in real life, let's just make them the same way as Matchbox models. And that's just my opinion. But as a casting, it is a good casting. Obviously, not as good as Majorette, but nobody's gonna touch Majorette. Looking at the back here, Toyota Hilux Revo. Pretty nice looking in the bed. Got the metal just at the back for the post. I like the color. I think the color looks good. I do like that the fender's not super crazy like on the Colorado. And I do like that there is quite a bit of tampo print for the grille. It really gets some detail in there for the front end. And the headlights look good. The headlights look really good. There's no sunroof or nothing on this guy, so a decent amount of metal. Decent amount of metal. So, I mean, it's a good casting. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Looking at the base here, looks pretty good on the base. 1239 is your man number. Those are the dudes. 2018 Hilux. Okay. We don't get the Hilux here in the U.S. We get the Tacoma, which is nothing like the Hilux. All right, we're going to go on to Ford Police Interceptor Utility. Give me 1 second. I want to see if this is a... You know, actually, it's going to be easier if I do this on the camera. So we're going to move this guy off and put him on there. We're going to see if this is a licensed deco. For some reason, this deco on this utility Interceptor looks familiar to me. But I don't understand why. But we'll take a closer look up. I could just be losing my mind. Level in, lose his mind over here. But we'll I don't know. No more speculation. Let's just take a look at the model. Now, I love this casting. This casting is perfect. And the fact of the matter is that there's pretty much every police agency on the planet, well, in the U.S. anyways, uses this vehicle. So it's so good that Matchbox made this. So San Luis, I can't even pronounce that last word, but this is a licensed police vehicle for sure. I knew I recognized that from somewhere. Couldn't figure out where it was. But yes, this is a licensed deco. It's in California. I'm not even going to read the last word. But you guys know what it is. Don't like the fact that they try to get some front light print in there with the side pass. I would rather them just leave that off. I really would. Let me know what you guys think. But I would rather them just leave this little piece off. Man, it just doesn't look good. Looking at the back's not as bad. Having that print on there, obviously this print's not that great. It's not lined up all that great on mine that I got here, but looks good from the side. Obviously, you really don't see it from the back, but you see just enough. Just enough. This has the integrated light bar into the window piece. So, and this is, you can see through this. This guy does have an interior and whatnot. Looking at the base, looks pretty good. 1179 is the man code, and then of course this guy has tow hitch. So, very happy that that's a licensed model. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, 1948 Jeep Willys. That is 100% in National Parks colors, but it's not a National Parks model. That is fantastic. That is a way better color than last year in the Jeep series or in the main line. I think this is definitely the best version so far. By far. By far. Just, I don't know. It's probably the color. I mean, the mint green's pretty sweet. The mint green is pretty sweet. But taking a look at this guy. Looking pretty good. Love the Tampa print on the front. Looks very, very good. And then on the back, just says Willys on the plate. Oh, I never noticed the W in the spare tire. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right. And then pretty nice interior. You got some seat belts and stuff in there. Looks pretty cool. And then this is the base. Looking pretty good. What you guys think about that model? I think that's definitely the best version of that thus far. All right, 69 BMW 2002. This is the first time that we've seen this guy with chrome base. I think it might have been chrome for the Gold Challenge cars. I don't know. It looks good, though. The black and the chrome looks really good for this guy. I like it in just plain black. Looks real, real good. This is such a good casting. It really is. It's such a good casting. There's a lot of people that really like this casting, too. Me included. So, we'll take a look at this guy. Take a look at the awesome Tampa print on the front. Full-on Tampa print on the front. You got the BMW logo on the hood. So, that's actually on the hood. I'm not really sure how they did that with the Tampa print. Be kind of weird if they did a whole entire Tampa pass just for that little logo, but you never know. Taking a look at the back here, BMW 2002 on the plate with your logo. Tail lights looks good. No side tampos or anything like that. No top tampo. It looks really good in black though. And then super chrome base. 1173 is your man number. Looking pretty sweet. Looking pretty sweet. All right, we're gonna go on the very last one. I know, it's been a long video, guys. It's been a long video. This is the 1971 Porsche 914. We haven't seen this model in quite a while. The fact that it's in red again, it's a little frustrating. This model's been in red a lot. Like 3 or 4 times it's been in red. And now we get in red again. So, you know, it would have been really nice to see it in like a maybe like a yellow. Yellow would have been nice. Or a brown. A brown would have been really nice. You know. But that's just me. Let me know what you guys think about that. Taking a look at it. There's minimal Tampo print. You got your corner lights up at the front. Had pop-up headlights, so obviously there's no pop-up of the headlights. Looking at the back. Basic on the back. Does say 914. Looks good. Roof is plastic. It's pretty nice casting. It's pretty nice casting. Looking at the deets. Been there for a minute. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Throw that guy in there. So, alright, so there we go. That's the end of the batch. That's the whole 9 yards. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna put my picks of the batch up here. We're gonna go with the 34 Chevy. We're going to go with the Forester. We're going to go with the unmarked Interceptor. And you know what? We're going to go with the Renault because I love the two-toned, 2 separate deco sides. Like, that's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. So, those are my top 4 picks. Get a little bit of zoom out there for you guys. So there we go. That is batch review Matchbox 2021 W case, aka Mix 5. This mix is showing up at Walmart and some Targets. So go out and grab it. Let me know what you guys like. Level and Diecast. Peace!